The Rockport Conference Center and the Rockport Center for the Arts is a new 1.2-acre campus where people gather and art is made, taught, exhibited, and sold. Richter Architects are the designers for the campus. We spoke with their principals about the design concepts and challenges that they faced to make the facility the successful community space that it is today. Thank you both so much for joining us today, and also congratulations. I saw that you all won the 2021 Medal of Lifetime Achievement Award by the Texas Society of Architects. That's extremely impressive.
Thank you.
So yes.
Thank you.
So that being said, please tell us a little bit about your firm's history and a few of the projects that people might be able to recognize.
Sure. Thank you, Elizabeth. Our firm is based in Corpus Christi, Texas, but we have projects statewide. We have a very diverse portfolio, and that's the way we really like it. We like the challenge of new projects and new questions and new missions. Some of our project types that we have are like visitor centers, museums, higher education buildings, TxDOT, safety rest areas, and arts and performing arts facilities as well. And so most of our buildings are very people-oriented, people-centric.
It's a very multifaceted center for the arts, because it's a place where art is made, where art is taught, where art is exhibited, where it's sold, and so it has almost every aspect of the arts, and it's not just the visual arts. It's 2D, it's 3D, it's performing arts, music, film, and so they really touch. They have their own film festival. So the diversity of the arts that happen and are housed there is pretty striking for the size facility that it is. So that was sort of the overview of the challenge. And then in addition, there are lots of site constraints because of the hurricane susceptibility and flooding, and the downtown setting and the cultural context. We were not lacking for challenges to respond to, which is good. We like to not have a blank piece of paper. We like to have, lots of detail objectives, because we think that the project is richer. This gives a little bit of a sense of the scale. You can see the smaller buildings on either side. This is looking across the marina, and you can see the coastal context very clearly from this, as well as the scale. Up closer, one of the courtyards on the right is the main street sidewalk that people walk down, and of course the conference center across the way there. This one upstairs gallery has the most daylight into it because it's 3D. It's all sculpture and it's not as light sensitive, but it does give this sort of storefront display sense, so that people driving by get a snapshot, so to speak, of what's inside. Even though the major galleries are more by necessity more opaque.
And you can see that collaborative siding is more a reference to the coastal materials.
Probably collaborative siding is probably the most common material in Rockport. We've used a heavier and a more monumental board. It's not readily apparent to the eye, but if you get up close to it, you get a sense that it's a little different than the typical residential siding. It's a little heavier and a little stronger and a little more contemporary because there's no trim around it. It's a little cleaner. This is a sculpture court, and then here's from the terrace looking down on the sculpture court. These bamboo are still immature. At some point, they will grow to the height of these light poles, at which point we're going to have them topped and trimmed so that they become hedges. And then they will create some very discrete rooms within the garden so that you pass from one space to another. And this is the main gallery. And then This is the sculpture gallery that is open to the street, and then a teaching classroom. This is the administrative offices, which is a really nice place for the staff. They've got a great view of the water. It was fun. It's a fun project, and the community started out as a fishing and shrimping village back when I was young, and it's always been kind of a sleepy little coastal place. But over the years, they've drawn artists to live there, and then the more artists lived there, the more they became an arts community.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us today.